Good evening, everyone. Success is not measured by what we achieve for ourselves, but by how we honor the source of all blessings in our lives. Today, I want to remind you of one simple truth that can transform your life: put God first. In this fast-paced, achievement-driven world, it's easy to think that everything we gain is a result of our own strength, our own intellect, or our own hustle. But let me tell you something: your talent, your intelligence, your opportunities, they didn't start with you. Every good and perfect gift comes from above. You didn't wake yourself up this morning. You didn't orchestrate the air you're breathing. The very foundation of your existence is evidence of a power greater than you. Putting God first isn't just about words, it's about alignment. It's about prioritizing what matters most. If you chase after money, it'll slip through your hands. If you chase after power, it'll corrupt you. But if you pursue God's purpose, everything else will fall into place. Now, don't get me wrong, dreams are important, hard work is essential. But when you anchor your dreams in the Creator, you'll find that they become something more than ambition, they become purpose. You'll stop striving just for success and you'll start striving for significance. Putting God first doesn't mean life will be easy. There will be challenges, there will be moments when you feel like giving up. But those moments are when faith matters most. When you lean on Him, you'll find strength you didn't know you had. You'll find clarity when confusion threatens to overwhelm you. And here's the beautiful thing: when you put God first, it's not just about what He gives you, it's about what He does through you. You'll become a blessing to others. You'll shine a light in dark places. You'll realize that your success is not for your glory, but for His. So whatever your path, whether you're stepping into a new season, chasing a dream, or just trying to figure out your next move, start with this foundation: put God first. Before you pick up the phone, before you make a plan, before you take a single step, acknowledge Him. Trust Him. Surrender to His will. And when you do, watch how doors will open. Watch how He'll use you to inspire, to uplift, and to make an impact that lasts far beyond your lifetime. Putting God first means recognizing Him as the source of all things, your talents, opportunities, and existence. When you acknowledge Him as your foundation, you build your life on a rock that cannot be shaken. Pursuing God's plan for your life brings meaning and significance, not just success. By putting God first, your goals transform from mere personal ambition into fulfilling a higher purpose. Life will test you, but when God is your priority, He becomes your strength in adversity. Faith in Him provides clarity, resilience, and peace when facing uncertainty. When you prioritize God, everything else, your relationships, career, and dreams, begins to align in a way that honors His will. What you need is added, and what you don't need is removed. Putting God first shifts your focus from self to service. It's not just about receiving blessings, but about becoming a blessing to others, living a life that inspires and uplifts those around you. Success fades, but a life centered on God leaves a lasting legacy. When you put God first, you create an eternal impact through love, faith, and the lives you touch along the way. Putting God first is the cornerstone of a meaningful and fulfilled life. It starts with recognizing that everything we have, everything we are, and everything we hope to be begins with Him. From the breath we draw to the opportunities that come our way, nothing exists outside of His providence. To put God first is to understand that our lives are not self-made. We didn't wake ourselves up this morning. We didn't orchestrate the countless intricate details that allow us to exist, thrive, and pursue our dreams. Everything starts with Him. When you put God at the center of your life, you are building on a foundation that is unshakable. The storms of life will come, as they inevitably do. There will be moments of uncertainty, challenges, and loss. Yet, when your foundation is God, you find a source of strength that sustains you through every trial. You are no longer dependent solely on your own understanding, abilities, or resources. Instead, you lean on a power that is infinite and a wisdom that surpasses all human comprehension. This kind of foundation doesn't just steady you in the hard times, it also gives you clarity in the good times. It helps you to remember that even in moments of success, it is God who has made a way. Building your life on God as the foundation transforms how you approach everything. Decisions no longer revolve around what merely benefits you in the short term, but around what aligns with His purpose for you. When God is first, your priorities shift. You begin to measure success differently, not by the accolades you earn or the wealth you accumulate, but by the alignment of your life with His will. This alignment doesn't mean abandoning your dreams, rather, it means anchoring them in something greater than yourself. It's about understanding that God's plans for your life are bigger, better, and more meaningful than anything you could ever plan on your own. Putting God first also influences the way you view your identity. In a world that constantly pressures us to define ourselves by our careers, possessions, or social status, having God as your foundation reminds you of your true worth. You are not defined by what you do or what you own, but by whose you are. You are a child of God, created in His image and called for a purpose. This identity is unchanging, even when circumstances around you shift. It keeps you grounded and prevents you from attaching your value to fleeting, worldly measures. When God is first in your life, you also gain a profound sense of peace. The uncertainties and anxieties that plague so many lose their grip on you because you trust in the one who holds your future. This peace doesn't mean that you won't face difficulties, but it does mean that you'll approach them differently. You'll face challenges with the confidence that God is in control, that He is working all things together for your good, and that He will never leave or forsake you. This assurance allows you to move forward even when the path ahead is unclear. A life built on God as the foundation is one of purpose. Too often people chase after things, money, success, recognition, only to find that they still feel empty. That's because these things, while not inherently bad, cannot provide lasting fulfillment. True purpose comes from living in alignment with God's will and understanding that you were created for something greater than yourself. When you put God first, your actions and decisions are guided by His purpose, and your life becomes a reflection of His love, grace, and truth. Another remarkable thing about putting God first is that it brings stability to your relationships. When God is the foundation of your life, you learn to approach others with love, patience, and humility. You understand that your relationships are not just about what you can gain, but about how you can serve and uplift others. You begin to see people through God's eyes, valuing them as His creations and treating them with the respect and kindness they deserve. This perspective transforms the way you interact with family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers. Putting God first also cultivates gratitude. When you recognize that every good thing in your life comes from Him, you can't help but be thankful. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. It opens your eyes to the countless blessings around you, blessings that are often taken for granted. Gratitude rooted in God's provision fosters joy and contentment, even in the midst of challenges. It reminds you that no matter what, God is always faithful and His goodness never fails. In putting God first, you gain a new perspective on life. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth and setbacks as setups for something greater. You trust that God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with your plans. You learn to let go of control and surrender to His guidance, knowing that His ways are higher than yours. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom, because you are entrusting your life to the one who knows you better than you know yourself and loves you more deeply than you can imagine. When you put God first, your life becomes a testimony to His greatness. People begin to see something different in you, a light, a peace, a purpose that draws them closer to Him. Your life becomes a reflection of His love and an example of what it means to live in alignment with His will. You become a beacon of hope, showing others that a life built on God is a life worth living. When you put God first, your dreams and aspirations take on a deeper meaning. It's no longer about chasing personal ambition or material success for its own sake. It's about living with purpose. Ambition is often driven by a desire to prove oneself, achieve recognition, or attain security, but purpose comes from aligning your life with God's plan. It's about understanding that you are here for more than just yourself and your goals. You were created with intention, and when you prioritize that intention, your life becomes more meaningful and impactful. Pursuing purpose over ambition changes how you define success. In a world that often equates success with wealth, status, or influence, living a purpose-driven life shifts your focus. Success is no longer about climbing the highest ladder or acquiring the most possessions. Instead, it's about making a difference, serving others, and fulfilling the unique calling God has placed on your life. It's about leaving a legacy that outlives you, not just in what you accomplish, but in how you impact the lives of those around you. Purpose is eternal, while ambition is temporary. When ambition takes the lead, it can become all-consuming. You might find yourself striving endlessly, constantly chasing the next milestone and never feeling truly satisfied. Ambition often feeds a sense of competition, comparison, and pressure to achieve more, regardless of the cost. It can lead to burnout, strained relationships, and a sense of emptiness, even after reaching your goals. Purpose, however, brings peace and clarity. It allows you to pursue your goals with a sense of balance, knowing that your efforts are rooted in something greater than personal gain. Purpose gives you direction and helps you focus on what truly matters. Putting purpose over ambition also transforms the way you approach challenges. When you're driven solely by ambition, setbacks can feel like failures and obstacles can discourage you from continuing. But when you live with purpose, challenges become opportunities for growth. You begin to see obstacles as part of the journey, shaping you into the person God created you to be. You trust that even in difficulty, there is a greater plan at work. This perspective helps you to persevere, to learn from every experience, and to keep moving forward with faith and determination. Living with purpose means understanding that your gifts and talents are not just for your benefit. They were given to you to bless others, to serve, and to glorify God. When you focus on ambition alone, it's easy to become self-centered, using your abilities solely for personal advancement. But when purpose is your guide, your talents become tools for building something bigger than yourself. You begin to ask, how can I use what I've been given to help others? How can I contribute to something meaningful? How can I reflect God's love in what I do? This mindset shifts your perspective and brings fulfillment that ambition alone can never provide. Choosing purpose over ambition also impacts your relationships. Ambition often isolates people, pushing them to prioritize their goals over their connections with others. It can create a sense of rivalry or division as people focus on competing rather than collaborating. Purpose, on the other hand, fosters community and unity. When you live with purpose, you see others not as obstacles or competitors, but as fellow travelers on the journey. You recognize the value of building relationships, supporting others, and working together to achieve something greater. Purpose encourages humility and empathy, strengthening your bonds with those around you. Purpose also brings freedom. Ambition can trap you in a cycle of constantly seeking approval, validation, or success. It can make you feel like you're never enough or that you always need to do more. But when you live with purpose, you find freedom in knowing that your worth is not determined by your achievements. Your value comes from God, and His love for you is not dependent on what you accomplish. This freedom allows you to pursue your goals without fear of failure or the need to prove yourself. You can focus on doing your best, trusting that God will handle the rest. Living with purpose over ambition doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. It means anchoring those dreams in God's will and allowing Him to guide your steps. It's about being open to His direction, even when it takes you down a path you didn't expect. It's about surrendering your plans to Him and trusting that His plans are greater. Purpose doesn't limit you, it expands your vision and helps you see beyond your own desires. It allows you to dream bigger and to pursue goals that have lasting significance. When you put God first and choose purpose over ambition, you experience a deep sense of fulfillment. You wake up each day with a clear sense of why you're here and what you're working toward. Your actions are no longer driven by a need to compete or achieve for the sake of achievement. Instead, they are fueled by a desire to serve, to make a difference, and to honor God. This kind of life is not only meaningful, but also deeply rewarding. It's a life that leaves an eternal impact, one that reflects the love and grace of God in everything you do. Life is full of challenges. From personal struggles to professional setbacks, everyone faces moments of uncertainty, pain, and doubt. These challenges often test not only our patience and strength, but also our faith. When the storms of life rage, it's easy to question why they happen or feel overwhelmed by their intensity. But prioritizing faith in the midst of these challenges transforms the way you experience them. Faith is not about denying the existence of hardships, but about trusting in God's presence and purpose through them. Faith provides a steady anchor in times of turmoil. When everything around you seems to be falling apart, faith reminds you that God is still in control. He sees what you cannot see and understands what you cannot comprehend. By prioritizing faith, you choose to lean on His wisdom rather than your own limited perspective. This doesn't mean the challenges disappear, but it changes how you face them. Instead of succumbing to fear or despair, you approach each obstacle with a confidence rooted in God's promises. One of the most profound aspects of faith is the ability to find peace in the midst of uncertainty. Challenges often bring confusion and anxiety, making it difficult to see a way forward. But faith acts as a guiding light, illuminating your path even when the road ahead is unclear. It teaches you to trust that God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating everything for your good, even if it doesn't make sense in the moment. This trust allows you to release the need to control every outcome and instead rest in the assurance that God's plan is perfect. Prioritizing faith amidst challenges also builds resilience. Every difficulty you face has the potential to strengthen your character and deepen your relationship with God. Faith doesn't promise an easy life, but it equips you with the endurance to persevere. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to grow in trust and reliance on God. You learn to pray more fervently, to listen more attentively, and to believe more deeply. Over time, you begin to see challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as stepping stones toward greater purpose and understanding. Faith shifts your focus from the problem to the provider. It's natural to dwell on the difficulty in front of you, but faith lifts your eyes to the one who is greater than any challenge you could face. It reminds you that God's power is limitless and His love is unfailing. When you make faith your priority, you stop trying to handle everything on your own and start surrendering your struggles to Him. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, as it acknowledges that God's wisdom and power far exceed your own. Challenges also have a way of revealing what truly matters. They strip away the distractions and superficialities of life, forcing you to confront what is most important. Faith helps you see these moments as opportunities for realignment. It encourages you to evaluate where you've placed your trust and to recalibrate your priorities. When you choose to put your faith in God, you anchor yourself in something unchanging and eternal. This grounding provides stability and perspective, even when everything else feels uncertain. Another powerful aspect of faith is the sense of hope it brings. Challenges can often feel overwhelming, especially when the situation seems hopeless. But faith reminds you that with God, there is always hope. His promises assure you that no matter how dark the night, morning will come. No matter how heavy the burden, He will carry it with you. This hope doesn't deny the reality of pain, but offers a way through it. It empowers you to keep moving forward, trusting that better days are ahead. Faith also transforms how you respond to challenges. Instead of reacting with fear, anger, or frustration, you learn to respond with patience, grace, and trust. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a process that requires intentionality and practice. By prioritizing faith, you allow God to shape your character through the challenges you face. You become more compassionate, more understanding, and more reliant on Him. Your response to difficulties becomes a testament to your faith, inspiring others and glorifying God in the process. Community plays a vital role in prioritizing faith during challenges. When life feels overwhelming, it's important to surround yourself with people who encourage and uplift you. Faith isn't meant to be lived out in isolation. The prayers, support, and wisdom of others can be a source of strength when your own faith feels weak. God often works through relationships to remind you of His presence and to provide the comfort and guidance you need. Leaning on a community of believers reinforces your faith and reminds you that you are never alone. When you put God first in your life, something profound begins to happen. Blessings align in ways that you couldn't orchestrate on your own. Aligning your life with God's will create a natural flow where opportunities, relationships, and outcomes start to fit together like pieces of a puzzle. This alignment isn't about manipulating circumstances to your advantage. It's about surrendering to God's plan and trusting Him to guide you. His blessings are not random or accidental. They are intentional, purposeful, and always for your good. The alignment of blessings begins with obedience. When you seek God first and strive to live according to His word, you place yourself in a position to receive His favor. Obedience doesn't mean perfection, but it does mean a heart that is willing to follow His direction. As you align your actions with His principles, you create space for His blessings to manifest. This doesn't mean life will be without challenges, but it does mean that God will use those challenges to bless and grow you in ways you might not immediately recognize. God's blessings are not limited to material things. While He may provide financial or physical abundance, His blessings often take the form of peace, joy, wisdom, and fulfillment. When you align your life with God's will, you begin to experience a deeper sense of contentment. The pursuit of worldly success and possessions no longer holds the same power over you. Instead, you find joy in the things that truly matter: your relationship with God, your connections with others, and the purpose He has placed in your life. This shift in perspective allows you to appreciate the blessings you already have while remaining open to the ones He has yet to reveal. One of the most beautiful aspects of aligning with God's will is the way He orchestrates your path. What may seem like coincidence is often His divine hand at work. Doors open that you didn't even know existed. Opportunities arise at just the right time. People come into your life who help you grow, encourage you, or lead you closer to Him. When your priorities are in line with God's purpose, these moments of alignment become more apparent. You begin to see His fingerprints on every aspect of your journey, and your faith deepens as a result. Alignment with God also brings clarity. In a world full of distractions and competing priorities, it's easy to feel pulled in a million different directions. But when you focus on putting God first, everything else starts to fall into place. Decisions that once felt overwhelming become more manageable because you're no longer relying solely on your own understanding. Instead, you seek God's guidance, trusting that He knows what's best for you. This clarity allows you to move forward with confidence even when the path ahead is uncertain. Another key aspect of aligning with God's blessings is timing. God's timing is perfect even when it doesn't match our own. It's easy to become frustrated when things don't happen as quickly as we'd like, or when the outcomes we desire seem out of reach. But aligning with God's will means trusting in His timing. It means believing that He is preparing you for what He has prepared for you. Sometimes the delay is part of the blessing. It's in those waiting seasons that God shapes your character, deepens your faith, and teaches you lessons that will prepare you for the next step. Alignment also means letting go of what doesn't serve God's purpose for your life. There may be times when He closes doors or removes certain things from your path. While this can be painful, it's important to trust that God knows what is best. His blessings often come through subtraction as much as through addition. By letting go of what isn't meant for you, you make room for the greater blessings He has in store. This requires faith and surrender, but the rewards are always worth it. When your life aligns with God's will, your blessings often become a blessing to others. God doesn't bless you solely for your own benefit. He blesses you so that you can bless those around you. Whether it's through acts of kindness, words of encouragement, or the resources you've been given, your life becomes a channel for His love and grace. This outward focus not only magnifies the impact of your blessings, but also deepens your sense of purpose and fulfillment. Alignment with God's blessings also fosters gratitude. When you recognize that every good thing in your life comes from Him, you develop a heart of thankfulness. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, allowing you to fully appreciate the abundance around you. This attitude of gratitude creates a positive cycle. The more you thank God for His blessings, the more aware you become of how He is working in your life. Gratitude fuels faith, and faith strengthens your alignment with Him. Serving others is one of the most profound and meaningful ways to live a fulfilling life. It is not merely an act of kindness or charity, but a reflection of a heart aligned with love, compassion, and purpose. When you prioritize serving others, you step outside of your own concerns and needs, choosing instead to focus on the well-being of those around you. This selflessness is not only transformative for the people you serve, but also for yourself, as it cultivates humility, gratitude, and a deeper sense of connection to the world. At its core, serving others is an act of love. It is a tangible expression of care that extends beyond words. Love is not passive, it requires action, and service is the avenue through which that action takes shape. Whether it's providing support to a friend in need, volunteering for a cause, or simply offering a listening ear, serving others communicates a message that they are seen, valued, and not alone. This act of love creates ripples, encouraging others to extend the same kindness to those in their lives, and in this way, service has the power to foster a culture of compassion. Serving others is also a way of acknowledging our shared humanity. Everyone experiences struggles, challenges, and moments of vulnerability. When you choose to serve, you step into someone else's reality, offering help and understanding. This act breaks down barriers of division, reminding us that we are all interconnected. The empathy that grows from serving others strengthens relationships, bridges gaps, and creates a sense of unity that transcends differences. In serving others, you find a common ground that reaffirms the dignity and worth of every individual. One of the most beautiful aspects of serving others is its transformative power. While the goal of service is to benefit others, it inevitably changes the person who serves as well. Serving others requires stepping out of your comfort zone, which fosters personal growth. It challenges you to be patient, adaptable, and selfless, traits that enrich your character. Through acts of service, you gain new perspectives, learn from the experiences of others, and discover strengths within yourself that you may not have realized were there. Serving others also brings a sense of purpose. In a world where it's easy to feel lost or insignificant, acts of service provide a clear and meaningful way to make a difference. Knowing that your actions, no matter how small, can positively impact someone else's life is deeply rewarding. This sense of purpose motivates you to keep going, even in difficult times, because you realize that your life is part of a larger story. Serving others gives your days meaning and aligns your actions with values that resonate deeply. Serving others also reflects a sense of stewardship. The resources, talents, and opportunities you have been given are not just for your benefit, they are meant to be shared. When you use what you have to help others, you become a steward of the blessings in your life. This stewardship isn't about grand gestures or significant wealth. It's about making the most of what you've been given, whether it's your time, skills, or a kind word. Serving others from this perspective is not a burden, but a privilege, a way of honoring the gifts you've received. In serving others, you also find joy. True joy comes not from what you accumulate for yourself, but from the impact you have on others. The smile of a person you've helped, the gratitude in their eyes, or the knowledge that you've made their day a little brighter is a source of profound happiness. This joy is not fleeting, it is a lasting sense of fulfillment that comes from knowing your actions have made a positive difference. Service is also a powerful way to inspire others. Your actions can be a testimony to the power of kindness and generosity, encouraging those around you to do the same. When others see you serving with love and humility, it often sparks a desire in them to contribute as well. This ripple effect creates a chain of service that can reach far beyond what you initially imagined. In this way, your service doesn't just impact individuals, it has the potential to transform communities and ultimately the world. Life is fleeting and the time we have on earth is limited. Yet the legacy we leave behind can echo far beyond our years. When we live with an eternal perspective, the impact of our actions transcends the here and now, extending into the lives of others and influencing the world in ways we may never fully see. An eternal impact is not about fame, wealth, or worldly achievements. It is about investing in what truly matters: relationships, purpose, and a commitment to values that endure. An eternal impact begins with intentionality. Every action, word, and decision holds the potential to leave a lasting impression. Living with an eternal mindset means recognizing that what you do today can ripple into the future. It's about prioritizing the things that have lasting value over temporary gratification. This perspective encourages you to focus on the kind of influence you want to have, not just in your lifetime, but also in the lives of those who come after you. Whether it's raising children with integrity, mentoring someone in their faith, or building a legacy of kindness, every choice you make contributes to a greater purpose. Central to making an eternal impact is the investment in people. Material possessions fade and accolades are eventually forgotten, but the relationships you cultivate can endure for generations. The way you love, serve, and guide others creates a legacy that continues to grow long after you are gone. Every word of encouragement, every act of kindness, and every moment spent investing in someone's well-being builds a foundation that can inspire and uplift countless others. By pouring into people, you plant seeds that can bear fruit in their lives and in the lives they touch. Living with an eternal perspective also requires focusing on values that endure. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success, recognition, or material wealth, but these things are temporary. They lose their significance when viewed in the context of eternity. Instead, values like love, faith, compassion, and integrity form the cornerstone of a life that leaves an enduring mark. These values shape how you interact with the world and serve as a guide for the decisions you make. When you prioritize eternal values over worldly pursuits, you align your life with a purpose that transcends the limits of time. Faith plays a crucial role in creating an eternal impact. It provides the foundation for a life lived with purpose and direction. Faith reminds you that your life is part of a larger story, one that extends beyond what you can see or understand. This understanding encourages you to live in a way that reflects God's love and grace. By embodying these qualities, you not only enrich your own life, but also inspire others to seek a deeper relationship with God. Your faith-driven actions serve as a testament to the power of living with an eternal focus, pointing others toward a higher purpose. One of the most powerful ways to leave an eternal impact is through acts of service. When you give of yourself, your time, talents, and resources to benefit others, you create a ripple effect of goodness that extends far beyond the immediate moment. Service is a way of planting seeds that can grow into something far greater than you could ever imagine. Whether it's volunteering in your community, supporting someone in need, or simply being present for a friend, these acts of service reflect the kind of love and selflessness that resonate on a deeper, eternal level. An eternal impact also involves passing down wisdom and guidance to the next generation. Sharing your experiences, lessons, and values helps ensure that the principles you hold dear continue to influence others. Teaching, mentoring, and leading by example are powerful ways to instill a sense of purpose and direction in those who come after you. By equipping others with the tools they need to navigate life with integrity and faith, you create a legacy that continues to bear fruit long after you are gone. Adversity, too, can be a platform for eternal impact. The way you respond to challenges speaks volumes about your character and faith. When you face trials with courage, resilience, and trust in God, you inspire others to do the same. Your testimony during difficult times becomes a beacon of hope and encouragement, showing that it is possible to overcome even the most daunting circumstances. In this way, your struggles become a source of strength for others, leaving a lasting impression of faith and perseverance. Gratitude and humility also play a significant role in creating an eternal impact. Recognizing that every good thing in your life is a gift encourages you to live with a spirit of thankfulness. This gratitude, combined with humility, shapes how you interact with others and approach your purpose. It reminds you that your influence is not about seeking recognition, but about glorifying something greater than yourself. When you live with gratitude and humility, you create an example that others are drawn to follow.